What's up? Yeah, I mean, that's what he's like. Oh, right here.
You're Chris.
Yeah.
I thought you were Peter. I'm sorry.
No, I'm Chris, man. Nice to meet you, finally.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I thought you were Peter. Okay.
What's that?
We're not doing the anthem?
Peter's against it. I'm recording.
You got SD cards in there?
Not that I'll argue with you. Yeah, you were so busy. I'm never giving you some work. Right? Right. Okay. It's all right. No judgments.
All right. Well, that answers my question. So, if I get a ticket, I don't. Okay. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
This traffic with the Yankee game is ridiculous.
I'm still trying to get that. Do you have, what's the...
Hi everybody, welcome to another production of Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith, alongside Chris Angela and our great crew for Chicago House AC. It's Chicago House AC against Steel City FC here on Sports Broadcast Solutions. If you missed any of the action, just hit the rewind button or the fast forward button as we get later on in the action. Chicago House AC against Steel City, and here we go. Chicago won the coin flip, and they will have the opening kick, and play begins here in beautiful Chicago. Little kick down to the other end. Chicago goes after it. Steel City, number 12 with it. Backhanded pass to himself off his foot, and a little send over, and then they'll play it at midfield. The midfielders for Steel City FC, front Pittsburgh. Little slide tackle, flag goes up. Will play on, advantage to Steel City. Running clock, of course, and they're going to give him a yellow card. Really early on to give somebody a yellow card, 25 seconds into the match, but it must have been blatant. Much better angle than we have here in the press box. It's a beautiful day for soccer, or in Europe they say football. And just across the street, it's Yankees against White Sox. A lot going on here in the Windy City. Steel City FC will take it. We'll call it about 30 meters away from the net. As will be their penalty, a free kick, and they'll set up in front. They've got about 15 meters away from the goalie. Straight up, netminder goes after it. Goalkeeper got a piece of it. Chicago House AC goes after it. Headed over to the corner, and it was last touched by Steel City. Chicago in the white, Steel City in the black and red. And an overhead pass. Instead, they'll just underhand it back to the defense. And Steel City says that was a live ball. I agree with them. It should have been just a standard overhead pass. And we'll see what the official says, but got to be careful about that. Only time you can use your hands, obviously, is on a dead ball. And it's kicked straight up to midfield, played by Steel City, number 8. And he'll shoot it over to the sideline. Played by Steel City on the right foot. Switching over to the left. Good little dribble and then kick back out to midfield. Steel City will regroup. 2:15 on the clock. No score, no shots on goal yet. As there was a pass in front off the free kick, and the goalkeeper for Chicago House AC got a piece of it. Give and go play, well read by Chicago House. They'll play it deep in their own end and then kicked out to the sideline. It'll be an overhead pass at the boundary at the 2:37 mark as play continues on. It's quite a complex at IIT, home of the Hawks. Division III soccer. Oh, whoops, I gotta go hit go live. Hold on. I know I forgot something. Hey, let me hit go live, we'll get it. Apologize for that. but we got the first 3 minutes pre-recorded in both 720 and 1080. Forgot to hit the go live on YouTube, but here we go. We're live now. 3:46 early on in the first half. Played by Chicago House on the left foot, switching over to the right. And stolen away by Steel City. Doesn't get much better than this in the city of Broad Shoulders. Not a lot of wind, just a beautiful spring day. We got about a month left of spring and then summertime in the city off Lake Michigan. Played by Chicago House, trying to get through, stolen away by Steel City. It'll be played by the midfield out to 10, Munoz, and a right-footed pass over to 39, and then tapped over to the boundary. No score early on. Only action we've seen in terms of shots on goal. Steel City had a kickoff, a free kick, and overhead pass coming up. No, on the YouTube channel, Sports Broadcast Solutions. Played in midfield, stolen away by Steel City. Left-footed pass over to the boundary. Still on his left, dribbling it up. Tap pass, Chicago House on defense, they'll clear it. Played by Steel City. Off the body, kicked out to midfield, and 21 Oladipo plays it over to midfield. Now played by 20, tap pass to the boundary where the fans are located. Fans repping the pink chairs today in honor of Mother's Day, which was last weekend. Good pass over to 25. Played on his left, and it'll be centered. Chicago House. Still
on his left, dribbling it up. Tap pass. Chicago House on defense. They'll clear.
Overhead pass over to Steel City, played by 21. Tap pass to the boundary.
21 Oladipo.
That was the public address.
It was on my laptop. It was my laptop right here. That's crazy.
Here we go, free kick coming up. It's been a fun first 5 minutes. Never in my broadcasting career did I accidentally get on the public address system. Centering pass. Goalkeeper sees it, trying to tap it over his head. Centered, cleared by Chicago House. It'll be played by 25. 8 to join him from Steel City, tap pass. Stolen by Steel City, and SCF will play it. SC with it. Great looking kick, a lot of velocity on it, but stolen briefly by Chicago House. CH with it, playing it at midfield. They'll get past the halfway mark and now play it at the boundary near the Adidas sign as it touches a foot of a fan. Last touch by Chicago House, played by Steel City. The lights are on. It's hard to believe this is a Division III soccer stadium. It is absolutely beautiful at IIT. Tapped over to the boundary, and it'll be played by Chicago House. Good news if you're a Steel City fan. Is most of the action's been played in Chicago House's end. On the right foot, past midfield, tapped over to the sideline. Played by 25 at midfield. Now played by 17. Closely defended by 8, and it's passed over the boundary. And that's tapped over to the sideline. And nobody back on defense for Chicago House, but that's because he was offside. It's a late call, but good job by the official to make sure that it wasn't played yet. It's a late call. You wait till he touches it, and then it's an offside issued. And a little tap pass by the goalkeeper. He's been busy, the Chicago House man between the pipes. He's seen a couple of passes go his way. He's broken them up. Good job reading it. Has a couple of free kicks by Steel City. Let's see what Chicago can do on offense. They've been playing in their own end for the first 8 minutes. See if they can get something past the halfway line. Played by Chicago House. That's their defense, out to 3. Lots of good passing. Soccer, of course, all about conditioning, also about creativity. trying to space them out and get those passes off quick. Stolen away by Steel City. They're back on the attack. Played over to the sideline by Ineguez. Give and go action at the boundary. No one's touched it yet. Good job not touching it. So close, but no cigar. Did not hit the feet of the number 5 defender of Chicago House. They're still deep in their own end, about 3 feet away from the corner, so still have a long way to go to get out of trouble here. Out at the yellow line, now played way deep in their own end, and then kicked up by the defense of Chicago House on the right foot. Little hesitation move, tapped over, stolen away by Steel City. And now will be played by the Steel City goalkeeper. Both goalies repping green. Different socks though for Steel City. Yellow socks of the goalkeeper, green, light green, lime green for Chicago House AC. Chicago House Athletic Club and Steel City Football Club knotted up at 0. Although Steel City has taken it to them, a lot of action in the Chicago House end, and they'll continue on the attack as a free kick coming up. Steel City takes a lot of time on their free kicks. You don't see that a lot at this level. Usually they like to go fast because you never know when you're going to need more possessions. Potential bicycle kick, but couldn't get all the way through on it. And as a result, it was an easy pass read by the netminder at number 33. Passed over to the boundary, played by Chicago House. Off the right foot and then tapped over off the left. Sent over to the boundary, picked up by 3. Just having all kinds of problems getting it past the halfway line. Gotta wonder if they need to make some changes at halftime, see if they can get some more on the attack. Stolen away by Steel City. Chicago House having to commit a lot of numbers on the defensive end, make sure they don't give up a goal. As it's sent over to the sideline. Great play! Very clean, but somehow kept in by Steel City. And another foul. I disagree. I thought that was clean. Did not go at the feet, went at the ball. Gotta be careful. A yellow card's not issued. We had a yellow card in the first 30 seconds of play. Meanwhile, Steel City, their 4th free kick of the game. And this time it's going to be by their southpaw. Number 2, the striker, trying to get it to his fellow striker in front. Line drive pass, still in the air, kicked out by Chicago House. And Steel City FC will regroup past the timeline. Soft pass, easily read, headed by Chicago House. Now played on the leg. Tap pass back over to the yellow line. And played a little keep away. That time it's stolen away by the monkey in the middle from Steel City. Tapped over. Off the body, and great job getting back on defense. We'll see what the Sir calls. From my angle, it looks like it was last touch by Chicago House. And the Sir agrees. Corner kick coming up. Chicago House hanging in there. The good news on defense, they have not allowed any shots on goal. All the chances have been centering passes and well read by the goalkeeper. He's been slightly busy, but he hasn't seen a lot of shots on net. In fact, no shots on goal yet. Corner, soft kick, slow developing play, easily read. Hard to call that a save, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll call it. Now, Chicago House agrees, no save. Just a pass. And it'll be played deep in the own end. Problem with Chicago House, they don't have any numbers on offense to try to get a steal. And it's easy for Steel City to regroup. Did I get towed? My car was there. Did I get towed? I had to put my lights on.
You didn't leave your keys out there.
No.
Okay. I didn't see a tow truck.
Sorry, Mom. That was the case.
Was it actually in the lot?
Yeah.
Outside. It was in the lot.
Or did somebody? Oh, I think somebody moved it.
How could they move it if you have the keys?
Oh, I don't have the keys, so somebody moved it. Yeah. Yeah, I think he. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
Either way, that security guard didn't leave me part of
oh.
Anywhere. Except here.
Well, that's what Brian told me to tell you to know. So I think that's his or Peter's car. Peter usually drives.
Okay. Back to the action. 14:38 to go. Tap straight up at midfield. And played by Steel City.
Because I parked down at those housing projects and they had a walkthrough.
Slide tackle, and that's definitely illegal. Went right at the feet, no ball. Yellow card issued. Each team now with a yellow card.
Number 10?
Got to be careful on a play like that. You're going to hurt somebody's groin.
Can't find number 10.
We'll have a free kick coming up for Chicago House.
Number 10 is.
Best chance of the game thus far for Chicago House.
Are you sure it's number 10?
See what they can get going. Don't need a shot on goal per se, but try to get some attacks, some passes. Get the goalie moving a little bit. Get it within 10 meters of the box. Played by Chicago House. Sent over to the sideline. Definitely a foul. And they don't call it. In fact, they're going to say it's on Chicago House. I kind of disagree. From my vantage point, looked like Steel City bumped him, but they're going to say that 14 of Chicago House bumped him to try to get that ball. Soccer ball retrieved by Chicago House, stolen by Steel City. Offside. Might be one of those 1-0 games that works well for Chicago House. They can maintain their defense, get a, I'm not going to say a cheap goal, but on your few attacks, get a goal and win 1-0. Just got to win. Find a way to get the victory. It was a nice pass, but no one was home to get it, and easily stolen by Chicago House. Tapped over the boundary off the right foot. And once again, Steel City has numbers to steal that ball away. What they're doing is they're getting quickly into the play, a lot of speed, and they're putting two people where the ball is, crowding the Chicago House defenders and midfielders and stealing that ball. 25 went after the ball, no yellow card obviously, but it was last touched by him. And Garcia headed over to the sideline off the knee. Steel City ball again. We'll try it again, and this time they get 3 meters closer. Now 21 will play it. Dillard. Overheads it. Really nice action on it. A lot of top spin. And then cleared out. High arching kick. Ball goes straight up. 14-2 Garcia and 14 of Chicago House. And they'll regroup, kick it back to the goalkeeper. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on YouTube Live. This is a Chicago House team. Trying to get a big-time victory at home against Steel City.
Well, I wouldn't give a name. I had a number.
Overhead pass picked up by Chicago AC. And Joel Serrano in net. No, sorry, Brandon Barnes in net for Chicago AC.
That's last year's team.
Roster. 1949 on the clock, as we have a running clock, of course, in soccer. Played by Chicago House AC. At midfield, played off the right foot, now to the left. A lot of hip checks going on, but nothing issued by the Sir. Now out to the sideline. They're letting some stuff go tonight. Anything close to the sideline, they're not going to call. .20:37 to go. You don't see this very often. A free kick near the corner. And obviously this is a huge break for Steel City. Now they get, we'll call it 3 meters ahead of the original corner kick spot. As they'll center it. Great play by 33. Placed in front. Man was wide open. Just past the feet of 18. Man of the match thus far. 33 for Chicago House. And kicked up. Went off the body of a Chicago House defender. Now played at midfield. 34 has it. 34 on his right foot. Sent over to the boundary. On his left. Now to the boundary. Chicago House with it. Playing it. Stolen away by 12. And they're going to say going at the legs. Steel City will, of course, get possession.
Hey, let's see if we can get it this time.
Another yellow card. That's 2 on Chicago House. This time on 12. No, sorry, 14.
That's A.R. Smith. Captain A.R. Smith.
Headed over to the sideline. Garcia will play it on his right foot.
Yellow card caution show to number 14 of Chicago House, A.R. Smith, in the 22nd minute.
Yellow card to A.R. Smith. And played at the end line by Chicago House from 10. Tapped over. And played by 17.
Yes, make it right. Yes, David.
20 with it. Good attack going for Chicago House. Shot on that went very wide. I like the idea, though, close enough to consider it and try to get that goalie moving a little bit. See if he's still awake. Gotta wonder, though, how much does Chicago House have left in the tank? They left a man wide open in 18, and it just went past his foot.
Let's attack it.
But all that matters is the score. At professional soccer, it's all about, oh, great centering pass. Just couldn't get in the back of net. Second chance. Great lead pass. Still with it. Ball loose. Oh, how many chances do you get before you finally don't score? 3 chances, all unsuccessful. Great lead pass, somehow didn't go to the back of the net. And finally the goalkeeper for Steel City was tested. Line drive kick. And it finds its way past the halfway line, played at midfield by Chicago House. The Athletic Club from Chi-Town with it. Now played by Steel City. Great play on defense, forcing a loose ball. And almost lost possession of it. 8 fell to the grass, had to play it off falling down. And now they're going to say that it's a foul committed by Steel City. A great night for soccer. The beautiful game, it's a beautiful night for it. It's headed straight up. Kicked out near the yellow line, played by 20. And sent back up, about 10 meters away from the halfway mark. Played on the sideline. Chicago House keeps it in. Here we go. They've got numbers. From 5 meters away, trying to set her in front. And we're going to say foul committed by Steel City. Yeah, just like we saw on the other end, it's going to be a somewhat of a corner, and now the call is the ball went past the end line. Corner kick coming up. It'll be a right-footed kick as he'll try to place it in front, try to get a rebound chance and a goal. Nope, instead passes out to the sideline. Here we go. A lot of air time. Headed straight up. Goes about 2 meters above the crossbar. No goal. Over 25 minutes into the match, Chicago House regrouping and getting some great opportunities for a goal. No balls have gone past the end line into the back of the net. No score, tie game obviously, and man of the match, he's got the ball right now, the goalkeeper. But Chicago House getting it done the last couple of minutes for their goalkeeper, trying to squeeze one past the Steel City netminder for that 1-0 lead. Now played by the goalie, and he'll underhand it over to Garcia. Lysick on the sideline, looking for Lysick. Great pass to Lysick. Did he stay onside? But the defense was there for Chicago House. Give and go action from Garcia to Lysick, but Chicago House saw it all the way. Great ball control by 25, but even better defense by Garcia. Now over to Conley. Now to Ribbons. Ribbons over to Lysick. On his right, Lysick. Still on his right foot. Placing it in front. Stolen by Chicago House. And they'll just clear it. And try to give his defense a little bit of a rest. They haven't been on the defense the last 3 minutes, but before that, it was clearly in their own end for much of the first half. Ball goes straight up. 50-50 ball, and it's won by Steel City. Just goes wide, but 33 read it all the way anyways. Would have been a save if it had gone on net. Meanwhile, it's a wide shot. It's hard to believe just 2 weeks ago it was cold and rainy, and now it feels like summer. Gotta love Chicago. Left-footed pass. Remember, it's where the ball is, not where the foot is, and great job by 3 keeping it in. Pass midfield. On the left, now played at midfield. And they'll tap it out to the yellow line. 28-37 into the first half, no score. Chicago House, they've made the adjustments, and they have looked good the last 5 minutes. Attacking, getting the ball in deep, and having numbers. Spacing's been there. Now Steel City kind of on their back foot, on their heels, so to speak, and see what they can do on the defensive end. If you're just joining us, it's no score, but Chicago House had a chance 3 minutes ago. Some great passes in front, and they almost got it past the end line, but a late break on the ball by the goalkeeper for Steel City got a piece of it and made sure that no goal was scored. As 29-26 into the first half, played by Steel City in the National Premier Soccer League. And stolen away out to the sideline. They definitely do a great job with this soccer field. Beautiful trees all the way around. It's well kept. Bunch of apartments around it. It's almost like a public soccer field, public park, the way that it's maintained with all these apartments around it. But it is a very cool complex at IIT. The lights are on as we're getting closer to darkness. Good defense by Chicago House, getting that out. Now it's played 25 meters out by Steel City. Centering pass finds its way to the left side. Played by Lysick, and he lost it. Stolen by Chicago House. CH with it on the right foot. And it's played off the other right foot at 20. Now to the sideline. Ball goes straight up. Trying to keep it in, but couldn't, and it'll be Chicago House ball. About 2 feet ahead of the timeline.
If this helps.
Thank you. Midwest Premier League. Played straight up, now stolen away by Steel City. Now played by Seymour. Seymour played out at midfield. Played by McLeod. Seymour. And that time he was looking for Dunkel. At the boundary, played by Lysick now. And stolen away. Good job getting a piece of it by In Kim. In Kim. And he'll send it over to Diadi. Past the timeline, 31-39 into the first half, as it's tapped over to the goalie. Played by Garcia, great job not using his hands. Oof. They're gonna say it was a handball. It was close, but I think that Chicago House has a case for it. Doesn't matter if it's inadvertent, a handball is a handball. Now it's going to be played by Kramer. Kramer's definitely has had his hands full with this great offense for Steel City, as has Guy Diady, but they've done a good job helping out their goalkeeper. As Vladi Valkin has done a great job between the pipes for Chicago House. Now played by 25 in Morris. And now sent over to In Kim. In Kim. And that shot goes wide, about 5 meters high. At the timeline, headed up. Great job by In Kim, but In Kim might have got a piece of the jersey and held him up. Chicago House didn't like the call, but Steel City argues it was the elbow. And all that matters is the sir, and the sir says, you got the jersey. So it wasn't really an elbow, it was just more of a touching of the jersey. Meanwhile, Ribbons will play it on the kick. Free kick coming up. Remember, you got to be 5 meters back. Good kick, headed straight up. Now played by 20. As Seymour will play it out to the midfield. In Kim, nice stutter step move. Stops the ball, now placed at midfield. Over to the right foot of Morris, now played by Ortiz. Josue Ortiz calls for the ball, instead goes back to In Kim, and a great play by Garcia. Getting a foot on it. Played by Morris. Right-footed pass back to the midfielders. Soccer's a game of runs, and Steel City was taking it to them early on, but Chicago House has regrouped nicely, and Steel City has not had much of an attack the last 10 minutes. Falcon's been excellent, and his teammates have showed up for him the last 10 minutes or so. Now played by Kim. Little tap pass, and now played by Seymour. Tries to lead him over to the end line, but stolen away by Steel City. Left-footed pass, straight up, headed up, played by 25. Stolen away, and now back out to Kramer as he'll get his left foot on it. It's got to be a foul, and there it is. This is not football American. This is football European. Cannot push your way to the ball. This is old-fashioned soccer at its finest, 0-0. Has some exceptional goalkeeping by Velkin. And turning on the Jets by Chicago House has put them in this spot right now. Good offense, good goalkeeping. And now they are right at the doorstep, scoring the first goal of the game. Off the knee. Left-footed kick, stolen away by Chicago House. And played at midfield, now out to McLeod. McLeod sends it over that time to Morris. And now played by Chicago House, one-on-one. Trying to play through it. Trying to push his way in. Great sportsmanship that time by Almazan. I've not said Almazan's name a lot today, but they insert him off the bench. Spark plug off the bench, and he had a chance to try to break through the defense one-on-one style, but couldn't do it.
94? I think, yeah, 94. I want to say 28.
It's going to be played at midfield.
No, I mean without them.
Oh, okay.
Both players go after it. Hopefully that Ortiz is okay. Oh boy, you hate to see it. We'll have a stop. Well, they're going to keep the clock rolling. We'll see when they call the stoppage. Ortiz still slow to get up. Clock continues to run, so we're going to play on here. Oh boy. You don't know if it's the knee or the leg. He's holding the knee. Now he's rolling around on it, which is somewhat of a good sign. If it was an ACL or something, he would just be down for the count and couldn't do any movement. And Ortiz thinking about playing through it, but no, they're going to have to get a sub, at least until the second half. Great hustle, did not give up on the play, but sometimes you sacrifice your body for a play like that. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Text line's open, just your favorite soccer memory at the high school, college, and professional level, 330-957-7653. All FCC regulations do apply. Good sportsmanship. That time by Heineke. Nobody's trying to get anybody injured. I mean, it's a tight game, though. I mean, it's nothing. Every goal matters, obviously, and you're going to have plays like that. Injuries happen, even in soccer. So, but you like the sportsmanship by 25. Nobody's gunning to get somebody injured. And Ortiz is going to come back into the game. Ortiz got knocked down earlier by Heineke, but he's back in there. Now played at midfield. Tap pass over, give and go, and it's played over to Morris. Morris with it on his right foot. Morris taking his time, and now set back up to Ortiz. And now sent over. 4-foot pass. Another 4-foot pass that time over to Kim. Now sent over to the boundary, back to Kim. Now sent up in front. Cleared by Steel City. Kicked over to midfield, going after it is Diady. And now played over that time to McLeod. On the left foot. Switches over to the right, tap pass. And it'll be played that time by Kim. Sent over to the boundary, going after it at time 24, and now played at the boundary. Goes out of bounds, 40-27 into the first half. Here comes Chicago House AC. Now played by Diady. Diady gets it. He's got space. Centering in front. Oh, deflected. Ball still loose. Played by Steel City. Another great chance for Chicago AC, but they just can't capitalize. In front. Last touch by Garcia. Corner kick coming up. And leading the way will be Musa Morris. He'll try to get it in front. He's got Jed McLeod in front, along with A.R. Smith. C.O. in Kim will take it. Line drive kick. A lot of topspin on it. Hard to head that thing, and it goes straight out of bounds. Get a substitution for Steel City. Iniguez will take a seat, 37 in for Steel City.
Oh, I don't know their names. Wait, what's my sheet? 37, 18 came out.
And it'll be a goal kick for Steel City.
Substitution in the 43rd minute. Entering number 37, Nico Williams. Exiting the match, number 18, Jason Nicholas. That's 37 for 18 in the 43rd minute.
This is a Steel City FC team led by co-captain Jake Lysick. He was an NCAA All-American. He's the Steel City all-time assist leader, and he's the Legacy SC coach. He was the Player of the Year for the NACC Conference All-American. He's a local boy from Lincoln Way Central. Matthew Ribbons on the team as well, his co-captain. Had a goal and an assist in 2021. Went to the University of Rhode Island. He was named to the NCAA Team of the Week. And he's Victor Andrews' all-time scoring leader. Two youth national championships. He's also the varsity coach at Lincoln Way East.
Ref, will there be any extra time? 1 minute?
We're going to get 1 minute of extra time. 43:40 remaining. Sorry, 43:40 into the match. And goes out to the sideline. So we're going to play up to 46 minutes. And unless Steel City can get a clear advantage on offense, they're probably just going to play keep away going to halftime with a 0-0 tie. It's a very evenly matched game, but once we got halfway through at about the 27 mark, that's when Chicago House AC began to pick up the pace a little bit and go back into their rhythm on offense. Ortiz will play it. And it was a foul closer to the circle. Diady is there along with 8 and ribbons. And last chance for Chicago House to score before halftime. Right-footed kick played near midfield. Chicago House still tied along with Steel City. Lead pass. Ball loose, picked up by Chicago House. And now the man off the bench, 37, will get some action. Left-footed kick, well read by Chicago House. Chi-Town AC on the attack. Heineke pleads his case that there was some body checks going on, but it's still going to be Chicago House AC's nonetheless. See how they want to play it, if they want to stay aggressive or if they just want to be a little conservative. Maybe play it near the sideline instead of trying to be aggressive in the midfield. And that's what I expected, a little sideline pass. Inch by inch, Chicago House is going down the field right now. And now the ball at the pitch. Played by Heineke, that'll do it for the first half. No score in beautiful Chicago. Vlad Velkin stealing the show between the pipes. We'll see if he can maintain the shutout in the second half. Meanwhile, we'll take a commercial break. You're watching Steel City FC and Chicago Nation FC here on Sports Broadcast Solutions. Second half about to start. It's Steel City against Chicago House AC here in beautiful Chicago. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Chris Angela and the entire Chicago House AC crew. Vladi Velkin leading the way with some big-time saves in the first half, but his offense, led by Kim, has been great as well. And we'll see what kind of adjustments they can do in the second half to get that 1-0 or even a better victory of 2-0 or more. Chicago House AC won the coin flip, so they got the kick at the first half, but it'll be Steel City in the second half.
You're doing a great job. Sounds pretty good, man.
And it's going to be played by Chicago AC. We'll get the clock going in a second. Kick straight up, and it's going to be played by Steel City. Briefly headed by Chicago House, now near the sideline. And no one touched it, so we'll have a header. No, sorry, we'll have an overhead pass by Steel City. Now stolen away by Chicago House. Tap pass near midfield. With it briefly was Kim, stolen away by Steel City. Now played near the boundary. Steel City players flying as they collided. Ball still loose. And it should be a foul on the play. Played by Chicago House, as it'll be sent back over to Velkin.
I appreciate it very much.
And we appreciate you hanging in there for the timer. We'll be a little bit ahead, as I'm going to put a minute. And now played by Steel City. Steel City with it, kicked over to the boundary. We switch sides, of course. Steel City on the attack. SC with it, played at the corner. Centering in front, Velkin there to pick it up and empty the garbage. As Steel City tried to get a garbage tap goal, but Velkin had nothing of it. Read it all the way, and it's still 0-0. Played that time at the boundary. Tapped over to the sideline. We'll have an overhead pass coming up. Now played by 24 that time, not on the roster. Steel City, and they'll play it back to their own goalkeeper. At the near the boundary, played by Chicago House, and it's kicked out that time by Steel City. At the boundary, played by Chicago Nation. They'll do a little tap passing at center line, and then kicked out to the other sideline. Falling down, we've seen a lot of that happening in this second half. Some collisions, bodies flying. It's a close soccer game, the closest you can get. 0-0 as we get deeper into the second half. Cleared by Steel City. They go on the attack, Matt, past midfield. On the sideline, from the left foot, now to the right. Great move! No choice but to bring him down. Nothing issued. And that's big. It's still Steel City ball, but it would have been a free kick if there was a foul. No foul called. Instead, it's an overhead pass in the Midwest Premier League. This Steel City FC team, led by their co-captains, they've been pretty quiet on the offensive end, although we saw a free kick by Rebens. Ball goes straight out. It'll be played at the sideline. Here comes Chicago House AC, switching sides. Now played at the boundary, tapped in front. No one home, and read well by the goalkeeper. The only men that can use their hands, only men that wear gloves unless it's a cold day. Kicked out by the man off the bench, and it goes out of bounds onto the grass. A beautiful turf field. I know I've said that a lot tonight, but I just want to emphasize how great this game is and how great this pitch is at IIT. It's a great school academically, but you can also play a little sports here. See what happens down the road. You know, Duncan Robinson, the Miami Heat are back in the Eastern Conference Finals. Duncan Robinson was an original D3 player at Loras College. You just never know. And Max Struess, who's also on that Heat team, believe it or not, he played Division II ball at Lewis University and then transferred to DePaul, and now he's got a chance. 4 wins later, they'll be in the NBA Finals. I like their chances, regardless of who they play. It's just a very deep team with Oladipo and obviously Jimmy Buckets. We'll see if Lowry can come back. Kicked out of bounds by Chicago House AC, but Might have been an illegal slide tackle against Steel City. Text line still open. Your favorite high school, college, or professional soccer memory. Just text 330-957-7653. Second half of soccer. You'll have a free kick. I was right. There was definitely some action on the slide tackling. Here comes Chicago House AC. Great pass. Who touched it last? A lot of clapping from Chicago House, and it was indeed off of Steel City. Corner kick coming up. Let's see what they decide to do on this play. Kim will take it as they try to set it up in front. Kim thought about doing a quick give and go, but instead he'll reset. You want to get that ball nice and high. And now Kim has it. They did not get the pass in the air, and I don't know if that was by design, but it was stolen away nonetheless by Steel City. There's never a guarantee on a corner kick, but you want to give yourself a chance. Valken cheats up. He was about 25 meters outside the end line, went after that ball, got a piece of it. Ball goes out of bounds. Seymour after it, and Seymour will take it. The goalkeeper for Steel City FC, Jaylen Deppenbrock. He was an NACC Scholar Athlete from Aurora University, had 4 shutouts in 2021. He's from LaSalle Peru High School. He was also an NACC Defensive Player of the Week. Starting goalkeeper for them in their inaugural city. We'll see if this game continues to be 0-0. Both teams could use a tie. And it didn't look like it was going to be a tie early on. It looked like Steel City was going to score on multiple occasions, but give credit to the Chicago House defense. They have stood tall on the defensive end. Going after it. Yes, ball near the end line. Valken will take it. And they're going to play quickly with it. On the left foot. Played by Chicago House. Now to the right. Tap pass near the midline. Now played by Chicago House. Chicago House Athletic Club. Trying to get the victory. Definitely a foul. Doesn't get much blatant than that. Cannot hip check like that. They're arguing their case, but nowhere near the ball. Got all hip. It was inadvertent, so it's not a yellow card, but it's going to be a free kick nonetheless for Ribbons and Steel City. Kick straight up, a lot of top spin. We've said that a lot tonight. And read well by Chicago House. Played at the midline, bodies flying. And that time was because he was pushed off by a midfielder for Steel City. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We appreciate everybody watching. We got 30 watching right now. Just a beautiful night for soccer. Played by Valken. We've seen Iniguez a little bit tonight. He went to Lewis University. He was All-State from Lockport High School. Ball loose, set up in front, and then cleared by Chicago House. He was an academic All-GLVC, that stands for the Great Lakes Valley Conference. And we're gonna actually, because the way they do it here is they don't stop the clock. They continue on from the previous clock. So right now it's at 57:52. So we'll change that so you can see that on from where you're watching the broadcast. So we're gonna stop and we're gonna reset it to 58:10, and we'll start the clock there. Just so you don't get confused. Oh, centering pass in front, tried to tap it into the net. The few opportunities Steel City's had the last 25 minutes, and a goal! First team to score is Steel City. And the young men who grew up near Frankfort, Lockport, and a couple other cities score. Initial inclination is it's number 7 for Steel City. As we'll watch that on replay. By the way, you can hit that rewind fast forward button on your screen to rewatch that goal as many times as you'd like.
Number 7 is the 59th minute for Steel City FC.
It's a goal from a tough angle. Velkin cheated up. And Chicago House, you hate to see it because they played so well the last 30 minutes, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. They gave up so many opportunities to begin the game, and they couldn't capitalize when they had their limited chances. And finally, Steel City, look at that move! And it's going to be an illegal slide tackle. My goodness, what a spin that was to create separation. A dribble to himself, and then he was slide tackled illegally. Free kick coming up. And just too high. It's a straight shot, actually, and went about 5 feet above the goal, above the crossbar. Still early on in the second half. No need to panic if you're a fan of Chicago House, but that one was a somewhat of a killer, as it looked like Chicago House had a chance to sneak away tonight with a 1-0 victory, but Steel City was there to get the first goal of the game.
Chicago House substitution in the 61st minute, entering the match, number 11, Georgie Spazov, exiting the match, number 25, Lisa Lawrence.
Spazov will enter the match for Chicago House AC. Great shot, but an even better save by the netminder. In his second year manning the pipes, save of the night. Jake Lysick, the goal to make it 1-0, the co-captain, NCAA All-American. And when they really needed a goal, who better than the co-captain to score? Corner kick, Set up in front, ball loose, picked up by Chicago House. Off the body, straight up pass, now played by Chicago. And it's going to be offsides against Chicago. And that might be the only goal that Deppenbrock needs for the shutout. He had 4 of them, of course, at Aurora University. But we'll see how Chicago House answers. We've seen a lot of 37 tonight coming off the bench. Not listed on the website. It'll be played by the co-captain in Revens and now played out to the goalkeeper. Sorry, Ribbons. Now out to 20, 63-25 into the match. And Steel City scored 5 minutes ago. That is where we stand, 1-0. Good kick, set up. Oh, stolen away by 37, now played by Steel City. Played at the end line and sideline, now played by Chicago House. Back to the goalkeeper, good pass that time by 2. And stolen away by Steel City. Leading the way is Haneke. Set up in front, shot, save by Valken, big time save. Standing tall between the pipes. Valken's already given up 1 goal, cannot afford to give up another one. But some excellent passing in front to set up that play. Ball loose, picked up by Deppenbrock. Deppenbrock will punt it and does not get to the midline. And it's going to be a foul committed by Chicago House AC. Very quick developing play. Steel City on the attack. In front. Haneke cannot get it on net. Now to the corner. Played by Steel City. Lost it. Now retrieved by Kim. As Kim is met that time by Lysick. Kim plays it over to his teammate. And now Kim will play it on the sideline. Somehow stays in, and Steel City has the ball now. Shot! Very wide. And a goal kick coming up for Valken. We've seen him a lot. We saw him last year. He played for Berber City. He is an excellent goalkeeper. That game we did went down to the wire. It ended on a penalty kick. Actually, it was Valken's fault, but he had no choice but to cheat up and attack the striker. Otherwise, it would have been a breakaway goal. He went at the feet, and it was a legal slide tackle. And eventually, it was a penalty kick awarded for Chicago Nation, and they capitalize. Valken retrieves it. And he does a little bowling type of pass out to the sideline. Vlade Valken, he's a soccer coach, professional goalkeeper. He does part-time goalkeeping at coaching at St. Charles East. Also does some youth coaching with the Chicago Rush. And he was previously a goalkeeper coach at Bartlett High School. Got his associate's degree from college at DePage. He was a prep soccer player at Glenbard North. 3-sport athlete, wrestling, volleyball, senior leader on the Panthers. And he's open to work on his LinkedIn page. Well, I don't think that they have a vacancy at goalkeeper because Velkin is excellent. When you get it past him, you need to keep the ball and sign it because you're not going to have a lot of soccer balls that get past you.
25, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now here comes Steel City. Set up in front. And that ball is going to go all the way to guaranteed rate. That is a very high kick, nowhere near the crossbar. Seen a lot of 37. He came off the bench at the 20-minute mark. And now with 68 minutes into the match, has not delivered what they were hoping they were getting in terms of fresh legs off the bench. It's a good pass. You don't expect it to be on net every time, but you'd like to have it closer to the crossbar than what happened.
Entering the match, number 17, Danny Flores. Exiting the match, number 25, Ron Heineke. That's 17 for 25 and the 69th minute.
Heineke will take a seat. Now played at the end line. Who touched it last? It was, in fact, Chicago House. And now strategy comes into play. We play 45-minute halves, about a minute. Oh, Velkin again! What a play by Velkin, my goodness. Such athleticism in between both posts. Play at the sideline, they get it over to 2. That's Daniel Hayes, now played at the center line. Thanks for watching this broadcast. We appreciate it. If you're just tuning in, 1-0 is in fact the score. Lysick, the difference maker, he scored in the second half. One of the main reasons that Chicago House is in the game is because of their netminder, the big man between the pipes and Velkin. Played out at the sideline, going after it that time was 12. At the sideline, going to be played by 11 that time in Spazov, coming off the bench today. Went near the feet of Seymour, now at the sideline. 37 shaken up for Steel City. Little lead pass, no one home to retrieve it, and now obtained by Velkin. Don't go anywhere. Post-game interviews brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions coming up after the match. See if we can get Velkin or one of the strikers for Chicago House. It's a fun night in Chicago. Thinking about after the match, see if I can sneak in for the last couple innings of that White Sox-Yankees game. Although with Garrett Cole pitching, it might not be much of a game. Lead pass in front, Chicago House can't capitalize. Oh, what a pass that was, though. Oh, boy. It was well read that time, though, by Deppenbrock. Even if you'd got it on net, I think it would have been saved nonetheless. Regardless, excellent pass. Threading the needle, but couldn't finish. What a pass that time it was, though. I didn't even think he had a prayer of getting that through. As Deppenbrock will take his time. We're going to play probably close to 92 minutes total of soccer tonight, including extra time. Of course, if this game gets tied, maybe more after the second half. Chicago House had a chance to tie it up, couldn't get it done. Now played by Steel City. Falling to the pitch. Who touched it last? Oof. Closer than I thought it would get, but great job by Valken playing the right post. And only chance that the ball had of getting close to the net, it would have been deflected by Valken. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish the save, and it deflected off his hands out of bounds. So we'll have a corner kick. Have not seen a shot off the corner, and we've seen this a lot tonight. Faking the corner, and then kicking it to a teammate, and then they do the corner 3 feet away from the corner kick line. Out at the sideline, who touched it last? And the serve says Steel City. Ooh, man, it looked like that might have gone off the neck. Taking one for the team. Here comes Steel City. Centering pass out in front. Now played by SC. Here goes SC. Shot! Whew, that was close. Might have gone off the crossbar. Usually you hear a big ping. So that might be an older net they're using. You usually hear a loud ping off that crossbar, but... Meanwhile, goal kick coming up. It takes a lot to get it past Valken. You almost got to go top shelf every time. And he's such a tall guy to begin with. You just need a perfect goal. That's why I was kind of surprised he gave that one up from a tough angle. Sometimes you get that kick where it's got all that top spin, it's hard to read. Even with the gloves on. Weather not impacting tonight's game, not much of a breeze. It was up to 95 degrees at 6 o'clock. Game started at 7:20. It has been an interesting last week of Chicago weather.
Entering the match, number 19, Adam Vance. Exiting the match, number 20, Shannon Seymour. That's 19 for 20.
Seymour will take a seat. His day is done, unless we go to overtime. Steel City was offside. Tried to sneak past the referee, but the referee said, nope, you can't do that. That's cheating. Only in hockey can you do that, not in soccer. Offside committed by Steel City. Here comes Chicago House. Not a bad game played by Chicago House. Two evenly matched teams. Just got to get those shots on net. I mean, that's really what's hurt them tonight. They've had their opportunities. Maybe a little bit less passing. Soccer is just a beautiful game because it's not like hockey where it's crash and net philosophy. Shoot, 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 get it past the blue line and shoot. Soccer's interesting because you always want to have a lot of nice passes, be creative, always keep the goalie off guard. It's not really a crash and net philosophy like hockey is. And I think that's why they call it the beautiful game, among other things. It takes a beautiful way to score. And sometimes, though, you can get too creative with it. And it leads to not getting shots on goal when you probably should have been a little bit less creative and a little bit more assertive and kicking that ball into the net, at least attempting to. Deppenbrock working on the shutout. This is when the referees have to be cognizant of delay a game. Teams will try to waste time as much as possible up by a goal. Too much body hitting from Chicago House. You can go after the ball, but you cannot push the person off to get the ball. Slow to get up. We'll take a 30-second break. Hope he's okay. Still slow to get up, though. You hate to see if it's a concussion. We'll see we'll figure out what happens after this commercial. You're watching Steel City against Chicago House here on SBS. Be back in 12. All right, let's bring it back. So he's going to be all right. Not a concussion. He was slow to get up, though, and you always wonder about that. But he'll be fine, and we'll play on. 77 minutes of excellent soccer here in beautiful Chicago. We're at 31st Street. About 4.5 blocks from Guaranteed Rate Field. The text line's still open. Can you name, without using Google Maps, can you name the famous intersection where Guaranteed Rate Field is located? Now, for Wrigley, Waveland, and Sheffield. Well, Clark and Addison, but if you sit in the bleacher bums or behind them in the apartment towers, Sheffield and Waveland. Shot blocked that time by Steel City as that shot goes wide. Try to get it on net. Having trouble with that. They're trying to go low, and they're trying to either ricochet off the post and in, or they're just trying to use the post to their advantage. They're going low, but they're not getting it on net. And you hate to see that because soccer, you have such a big net. Test the goalie. See if you can get a piece of it. Going wide every time, it stinks, and also it can be kind of demoralizing because you try to second guess yourself. You think, oh, am I good enough for this game? I can't get it on net. What's going wrong? You second guess yourself. Your confidence starts to go down. Sometimes it's okay not to overthink it. As that pass in front, sent over to Velkin. Sometimes it's better to not overthink it. Just you get 25 meters, 20 meters from the goal. Just kick it on net. Try not to go high all the time, but, you know, get it on net. Doesn't always have to be right in front. Ooh, almost a handball. Whew, that was close. Hayes put his hands toward it, and then he pushed him away at the last second. Now at the halfway line, now played by Chicago House. They've got numbers. Great move. Trying to set up in front. Ball loose to the corner, and no one home to retrieve it. Goal kick coming up. Less than 10 minutes remaining for Chicago House to try to get the equalizer. Nico Williams, number 37 from South Suburban College. Thank you, Jay Gonzalez. YouTube live chat is ready for you tonight. We appreciate everybody watching. We are now up to 33 viewers.
That's number 1 for 10 in the 81st minute.
Kick near the center line, stolen away by Chicago House. Now played over to Steel City. At the end line, trying to keep it in but couldn't. And it's a goal kick coming up for Velkin. He's going to speed up the process here. They got to get onto their attack. They got to start getting some shots on goal. Time slightly running out for Chicago House. AC.
Dan, you can exploit this space now, Dan. And you should have put the effort in now. 10 minutes on the back.
Home games coming up for Steel City. They play Raptors, the Iowa Raptors, on May 21st. And then RWB Adria at 8 p.m. The home opener, $2 tacos, $3 beers, $4 margaritas. That should be a good game between the Iowa Raptors and Steel City. That's sponsored by Always Home Real Estate Services. Chicago House AC, it's a great program. It's community first, Chicago Professional Soccer Club, led by CEO Peter Wilt and owned by Lindsay Morgan Sachs. "83 minutes into the match. If you're just joining us, Lysick with the goal. That's where we stand. Lysick wasn't ready for it. Somehow got a piece of it. He cheated up a little bit too much. And just barely got a piece of it as he was backtracking back into his own net. Mistake by Valken. He's been great, but you don't want to make silly mistakes like that. Give your team a chance to get the equalizer. No pulling to get a goalie, obviously, in soccer. Try to get it over to Ortiz. Kind of a lack of communication there. That time Hayes taps Ortiz's stomach, telling him to shake that one off. Ball about 20 meters away, stolen away by Chicago House. Now at the end, now at the sideline, give and go action, out to center, now played by Steel City. At the midline now, stolen away by Steel City, and now played by Chicago House. CH with it. At the center line, off the left foot, now played to the yellow line. Tap pass over to the sideline. Giving it up to the corner, and Chicago House still with it. Last touch by Steel City, corner kick coming up. Not going to say the last chance to get back in this, but a golden opportunity. But wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. My goodness. It's got to be a corner kick. I was like, what is going on? Now that sucks for Chicago House. That's a minute wasted, but I'm sure the ref will make up for it with extra time. I was like, there's no way that's a live ball, a goal kick. That was clearly off Steel City. Got to keep it fair here. The official knew it, and they tried to pull a fast one on the Sir, and the Sir said, I don't think so. Clearly a corner kick. Just a beautiful night in the city of Broad Shoulders. We're about, I don't know, if you want to take the side roads, about a 10 to 15 minute drive from the downtown area, 20 minutes away from Merchandise Mart. The third most populous city in the great country of the United States. And we're playing the oldest sport tonight, soccer, or as the Europeans say, football. Chicago House taking their time. They're getting the right numbers for their forwards. Oscar Duencall back into the game. This really is the play of the game for Chicago House AC. They got to score on this corner. Ball loose. Chicago House trying to maintain possession. What's the call? Last touch by Chicago. Well, you don't blame them for wanting to take their time like that. Pretty much knew that was their last chance. Now for Steel City, just play a little keep away and get the win. No need to be too aggressive if it's close to Chicago House stealing it, just kick it out of bounds. Got to get the ball off in 30 seconds, otherwise it's delayed game. They do. Overhead pass. And now the midfielders are going to have to cheat up. Valken's got to hurry, and he kicks it over to his teammate. Chicago House on the rush, nearing the 88th minute. No choice but to be aggressive there, but definitely got a piece of the foot before the ball arrived. Interference, and it's going to be Steel City ball. Lysick, what a shot that was. Past Valken to get the lead and most likely the win. Kick straight up. Now played near the midline. Chicago House AC trying to tie this one up. Dunkel had it. Now to the sideline. Played by Chicago House at the boundary. Takes his time. Now set up. About 15 meters away from the goal. Still with it. Dribbled up. Stolen away. They're going to kick it out of bounds. At least try to. They can't get it out. And now Chicago House has to do their best to keep the ball in bounds. We'll still get extra time because of what happened on that corner, but not too much. We'll get about a minute extra of extra time. And remember, Chicago House took their time, about 2 to 3 minutes on that corner. I understand why they did it, but now they really have to hurry. So we'll play up to 93 minutes, 3 minutes of extra time. Remember, 90-minute halves. So when it gets to 93 minutes, that's it. The defense was excellent tonight for Chicago House. Really was, I'd give them an A-. Really just got to get those shots on net. That was it. Everything else was great. Valken, not too sure what happened on that shot from 35 meters out. He wasn't ready for it, but he got back in time to deflect it. But they're going to play 4 minutes. So 94. We're going to get to the 94-minute mark. Played by Chicago House.
The clock is past 90 minutes and official time is kept on the field. The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 4 minutes.
Ball loose. Deppenbrock with a great job getting it. Deppenbrock's made some saves. Valken's been tested more, so if I had to pick which netminder was better, probably Valken. Ball straight up. It's outside the box. It's close though, it was almost in the box. That would have been a penalty kick. And now it's decision time for Chicago House. Do you go quick or do you try to set up a play here? Taking the kick is going to be Kim. As Kim takes his time. I think you just try to break through the wall. What some people try to do is they'll kick it straight at the wall. Now what's going on? Some pushing and shoving. Surprised that wasn't a red card. Tries to break through the wall, can't get it on net. That's just been the story today for Chicago House. Excellent kick, but maybe you're overthinking it a little bit, putting a little bit too much on it, and it's going wide and high. You can't score if you can't get it on net. Easier said than done, obviously, but That one hurts though. They had a free kick from 17 meters out and they couldn't capitalize.
Thank you.
By the way, it's 7-1 Yankees, so I feel bad for all those people at guaranteed rate right now.
Still the substitution in the 93rd minute. Entering the match, number 3, Tony Kochev. Exiting the match, number 7, Jay Bison. That's number 3.
Haven't heard any fireworks from over there.
Gonna go with Lysick, man of the match. In hockey, they do the 3 stars. Not too common in soccer. If I had to do the 3 stars, number 3 Lysick, number 2 Deppenbrock. Valken made some excellent saves. I mean, this could easily be a 3-0 game tonight. He was just brilliant. You could go either way. Deppenbrock 1, Valken 2. But, I mean, Valken was just phenomenal. I mean, you got to remember, Chicago House was playing off their heels for the first 10 minutes. And I don't even think that Steel City's going to try this free kick. I think they're just going to try to kick it out of bounds. Corner played. Knocked out by Chicago House. They've got one more chance. Overhead pass coming up. At this point, you just got to kick it straight up and have somebody chase it. That's not what you want. You can't play it out the sideline because that's what Steel City wants. They just want to kick it out of bounds. Past 94 minutes, this is it. But it's Steel City ball, so they're just going to kick it out of bounds and get the win. Or they could try to play for their fantasy stats. Try to get another goal. Hey, you know what? It's a semi-pro league. Try to have some fun. In a playoff game, they'd probably just kick it out of bounds. That'll do it. Valken can't believe it. He had a great game, but not enough, as the offense was not there for Chicago House. They just could not get enough shots on net, and that does it. A 1-0 win for Steel City. We'll go to break. Post-game interviews coming up next. You're watching Steel City against Chicago House AC. Final score: Steel City with the win, a 1-0 shutout. Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. My name is Kyle Smith, but mine doesn't matter. This young man matters. A.R. Smith, the captain. A tough loss, 1-0 to Steel City FC. You guys played hard, having some trouble getting some shots on net, though. Have you guys been working on that in practice?
We've more so been trying to build an identity without the ball. We know we have players that can play. We know we have playmakers. We're more so trying to figure out a way to become a unit so that we can defend as one team as well as attack as one team. Not so much emphasis on going forward to goal yet, but goals will come.
For sure. I mean, you got a lot of opportunities. Just get those shots on net. It's definitely gonna equate to some goals.
Yeah, definitely agree. Definitely agree. As forwards, you know, starting with myself, I got to be a little bit more clinical, a little bit more goal hungry, you know, to say the least. But at the same time, I do like to play good soccer, and I'd rather play good soccer and lose a game than to score 2 goals and the team play bad.
Always a teammate. That's why you're the captain. It's always about the team, not about you. Selfless, not selfish. I love it, AR. 1-0 loss. How did it feel, though, be back on the pitch? What a beautiful night for soccer tonight.
Yeah, actually, super excited about the weather, first and foremost, being from Chicago. To be back on the pitch, that's my first 90 in 6-7 months with my wrist injury, so it felt really, really good to get 90 under my belt again.
1-0 loss. Valken was great between the pipes. What does he do in practice? And it leads to game action where it's so tough for people to get the balls past him.
Man, we train how we play, to say the least. So you see him making saves like that, you got to believe that we're test him in practice as well. A little bit more individual stuff in practice, so 1v1s, 2v2s. So those close stops that he has to make, that's why he's there.
You guys were great on the defensive end after the first 10 minutes. What adjustments did you make after the first 10 minutes? Looked like Steel City was taking it to you from the opening start of the game. Then after that, you were definitely doing great on the defensive end to clear that ball out quick and get it to your midfielders and attackers.
Like I said, we got a lot of individuals on this team that are fully capable of going to the next level. So that first 10 minutes is our first 90 together, to say the least. So we had to get rid of that individualism and trust each other. Our biggest thing right now is trust. We got to be able to give the ball to who we know and understand that our teammate's going to do what he's supposed to do with it. The second people start dribbling too much, it becomes an issue. So that first 10 minutes was all about finding ourselves.
Final thoughts about the match tonight. Not the results you wanted, but definitely great defensive work by your team tonight.
Yeah, definitely not worried about it. First game of the season. We got a lot of guys coming in. That's going to boost the level in practice, you know, make people fight for spots a little bit harder. 1-0 loss, first game of the season, not worried about it at all.
All right, AR, get some sleep and back at it tomorrow. No days off, right, as Bill Belichick would say.
Yeah, get a recovery running in the morning, go play with my dog a little bit, put my feet up, hang out.
All right, that's A.R. Smith. That does it for our post-game show. So for Chris Angela, Bob Vilsaway in our studio, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. A 1-0 loss for Chicago AC, and we'll see you next time on Sports Broadcast Solutions.